Hi, I'm Rebecca, I'm the Psych Coach, and today I'm going to be talking about the secrets of happiness. This video will draw upon years and years of research that the field of positive psychology has done, looking at what it is we can do to implement certain things in our day-to-day lives in order for us to be happier. The 5 things that I'm going to talk about have been proven in plenty of research to give people a boost in their overall life satisfaction happiness scores. So listen up for you to put into practice some of the secrets of positive psychology. Tip number 1 is to be social. Time and time again, happiness inventories have looked at what is it that makes people happier, and there is no doubt that people who are more sociable are typically happier. People who are happier tend to have enriched social circles, tend to have more friends. So what can you do to develop your social circle? If you feel like you want more friends, if you don't feel like your social circle is big enough or it's not flourishing enough for you, then look at what you can do about it. If you've got a social circle that you're not utilising, think about what you can do to spend more time in it, because happier people tend to really bask in the glory of having sociable people and social time around them. Tip number 2 is to engage in philanthropy. Having some kind of charitable pursuit has time and time again reinforced that the benefits are not only for the person receiving the charitable activity, but for the person delivering it. There were studies that have looked at the happiness people experience when they give money to someone else versus spending it on themselves. People who give to others are typically happier than those who keep the money for themselves. Now, that's a very brief explanation of what was a more detailed bit of research, but actually it does reinforce the fact that when we do things for other people, we typically get a feel-good factor for ourselves. Now, I'm not talking about giving away money. I'm not talking about giving time that you simply don't have. But do recognise that doing some kind of charitable act, or indeed act of kindness, will have a beneficial impact to you. The more you do of it, the better you're going to feel. But of course, you've got to take into account the constraints of your day-to-day life and what your commitments are. So don't overcommit, but perhaps you can think about one thing you could do on a monthly basis where you could engage in a random act of kindness or some kind of philanthropic pursuit within the community, or a charitable exercise where you're able to help someone in need or a charity in need, and recognise that if you do that consistently, you will feel better about it too. And recognise that if you do it consistently, you will start to reap the benefits on a longer term basis. Tip number 3 is to have hobbies. Sounds pretty basic, doesn't it? But hobbies are really important. In fact, positive psychology said that people who are sociable, people who have hobbies, and people who engage in some kind of philanthropy are typically far happier than people who don't have those things in their lives. So what hobbies can you do? Think about the stuff you've enjoyed doing as a child. Think about activities that your friends do that you want to learn more of. Look online and see about the activities that are available in your local area that you could start to do. If you don't like the idea of going out, look online about what home-based activities you can do. But having a project outside of work, outside of your home life, that you get some enjoyment from and that you get to have a bit of a learning edge with, where you get to stimulate your brain a little bit or you get to challenge yourself a little bit, is proven to increase happiness levels. So have a think about what hobbies you can put into place to make you feel better. Tip number 4 is to focus on the good in your life. We have a choice about what we focus on. We can focus on the deeply negative things in our lives, the things that are going wrong and the things that are bad in the world, or we can choose to shift our focus onto the things that are good in our life. Shifting our focus onto the good in our life doesn't negate the bad. It doesn't mean the bad isn't there. It doesn't mean that everything's good. But what it does do is shift our focus onto recognising the things that are good in your life. And of course, if you wake up in the morning and focus on the things that are good in your life, that's going to have a huge impact on how you feel for the rest of the day. If you don't believe me, try the opposite and think in the morning about everything that's going wrong in your life, all the terrible things that are going on in the world, and see how that impacts you. There's going to be a cumulative effect to that. If you do that every day, every week, every month, and think about what's good in your life, you're going to boost yourself. You're going to feel happier, and you're going to approach life through a happier lens. If you do the opposite, you're going to approach life through a more negative lens. And when we have lenses in front of us, we are more open to looking for things that support that lens. If you have a positive outlook on life, you are going to be more focused on the other things in your life that are positive. If you have a very negative focus on your life, you're going to be hypervigilant about the negativity in your life. So recognize that the messages you give yourself in the morning and the things you choose to focus on influence the lens from which you see the world. And that, over a long-term basis, has a huge impact on how we feel. And tip number 5 is give compliments. Share your feel-good feelings with people. Say to people, I really like what you're wearing. Say to people, I really value your friendship. Say to someone, I really appreciated it when you helped me all those years ago. Sharing compliments, sharing the things you value in your life, and telling those around you how good they make you feel and how happy you are when they have done certain things or did certain things for you will make you both feel really good. Even if there aren't people in your life that you feel you can share positive things with and thank them for what they've done and share your feedback with them, you can do it to random people. You can tell someone how you appreciated when they spoke kindly to you in the shop, how you appreciated the way someone helped you, how you really like the way someone looks on a certain day. Giving out compliments and giving feedback to those around us about what we value from them and the things we remember that they've done positively for us has a mutually beneficial impact. The other person feels good and we feel good for sharing it. And of course, if you're sharing positive information and compliments and feedback with those that you're close to, the relationship will benefit from an enhanced boost of feel-good factors. If you've enjoyed today's tips, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will give you plenty more tips on how you can use psychology in your day-to-day life.